Hi, and welcome back to the Andev channel. This week I've got Harvey Sparkes again with me to talk about some really interesting topic that's come up in the last few weeks about MCP, so Model Context Protocol, which recently got announced by OpenAI that they're going to include it in their agent SDK. So, Harvey, let's have a quick overview of how MCP works then, shall we?
Yeah, so MCP was originally developed by Anthropic. It's an open protocol designed to be a bridge between AI hosts and data sources and provide tooling to them too. So it's broken down into a few components. First is the MCP host or the AI host, which is like your chat application. So think Claude Desktop or Cursor IDE. Then there's the MCP client, which is a connector sort of built into that, which manages the connections and the communications between the client and the MCP server. The MCP server is the part that actually advertises the feature set and also carries out the instructions. So you could do it backwards and forwards with, say, databases or other services that whatever's provided.
So it's the link between the AI and all the additional real world services that are out there, and the interface between whatever the AI decides to do and its ability to sort of grab its hand and pull it into the real world and make changes then.
It's all about giving it context, and because it's open, it can be used by any provider, and the tools only really have to be written once in a way that any provider, any tool can use. So really powerful. I mean, we've seen function calling and agent sort of superpowers by now, but this is the first real open, evolving, admittedly, protocol that's really come about, and you can see that there's already many MCP projects and features that are already taking advantage of MCP.
Wow, okay. So you mentioned the MCP client. So what sort of services are available to the MCP client?
So they're broken down into two at the moment. There's a standard I/O, which is normally reserved for MCP servers that would run on your local machine. And some good examples of that are really, say, interacting with your file system or your computer, where you could say ask a question and say, what are the specs of my computer, or how much memory is being used. So normally an LLM wouldn't know that, but it can
Hmm.
go and use a local MCP tool to go and get the system information and then provide contextual data back. So it's giving that context to the LLM. So the other one is the HTTP SSE, server-side events, which are more designed for running on remote servers. So say if you had a web app or a SaaS, you could host an MCP server and then require the user to provide an API key or even an OAuth flow to access the data on there.
So this all sounds like really powerful. Would you mind sharing some potential use cases then?
Yeah, so as I covered already, there's already the local case of system information, but as a developer, some good examples really lie within maybe even Cursor IDE is a good start, where you can supercharge it to ask questions about maybe your local Docker environment, or is this container running, or what ports are open on all my Docker containers, for perhaps, right? A remote example, I mean, Google Drive has probably been built into Gemini for quite a long time, but now this opens up the possibility for any sort of, say, online service at all. So, even if, say, you were on a booking website, and you were a member of it, you could say, okay, when are my next 5 bookings? And it can go off to the database and retrieve your user data, tailored context to your response.
Thank you, Harvey. This all sounds really interesting, and I think we've kind of hit our time limit for today. But if you're interested in more detailed video on MCP, please do comment below, and we'll endeavour to make another video on that topic. For now, thank you very much for tuning in today,
Thank you.
and click like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.